Kitakubu.
Hey everyone, KitaSean here, so welcome back to another Fate Grand Order video. So we're going to be talking about Marie Antoinette Alter. We're going to talk about her skills, her MP, and team setups, and just how good she is. Now, personally for me, of course, I'm a little biased because I am a Marie Antoinette fan. She is a servant that I've been waiting for quite some time. I believe a little over 4 years now since Fate Requiem. So yeah, it's been a really long time since she first appeared, and I'm sure a lot of you guys as well were really excited to see Marie Alter come out. But for me, as a master who actually has Marie Antoinette as their Oshi, this is huge for me. But yeah, I mean, looking at her stats, her skills, and her MP, I'm like, okay, she's actually not bad. Like, she's not horrible, which makes me super happy. Now, she's not broken or anything like that, but I actually think she is in the good category. Like, she's actually usable category. So that's what makes me super happy. Like, at least I can actually bring her everywhere and possibly do all these quests, kind of thing. That's how good she is, in my opinion. So yeah, first of all, we have her Ascension arts. Obviously, this one kind of surprised us because we were not expecting a younger version of Marie, like a Marie Alter younger version. Like, I mean, obviously we know the original Marie Antoinette, but this one we were not expecting it, and her design is actually really good. She still has that flashy design that she always loves. I mean, remember, Marie Antoinette loves fashion, by the way. So it's actually really interesting to see her go with this like hip modern style design. But as we ascend her, obviously she starts looking like the Marie Antoinette we all know from Fate Requiem. This has a bit of, like, you know, the what do you call it, the historical design, not historical design, but like, you guys know what I mean, like the peasant design in a way, nightgown design, I guess you can say. And then, of course, we have the one that we all know from Fate Requiem. And then, of course, the Final Ascension. Mwah. But we're not here to talk about the artwork. We're here to talk about her stats and stuff like that. So her base attack is 12,705, which, if I'm not mistaken, is not that far off from J Alter. So, yeah, they're giving her attack stats, which is, again, actually really awesome. But if I'm not mistaken, 120. I think J Alter goes over 17,000, so obviously not that much here compared to J Alter, but still, excuse me, 16,000. I still think is a very good number. Again, especially because of Marie Antoinette. I was expecting her attack to be a little lower, honestly. So I will take that. Then we have our star absorption at 30, star generation at 5.9. MP charge on attack is 0.4, which, you know, is not too crazy. And then MP charge on defense is 5%. And, of course, her alignments are chaotic evil, so she definitely works with a lot of servants that have buffs towards chaotic and evil. And of course, if you're fighting her, she is weak against those who have anti-chaotic and evil. And then her deck: double quick, double art, one buster, all do 4 hits except for the extra. Extra does 5. I believe this is the same deck as Marie Antoinette. So nothing too crazy there, but what's actually pretty solid is that she's an art servant, so I do think this is a pretty balanced deck for an art servant like her. But let's go ahead and look at her skills. So her first skill, Bloodstained Necklace B+, charges own MP gauge. That is a 20 to 30% battery at level 10, and then grants charge own MP gauge every turn for 3 turns. That is a 10% to 20% at level 10. And then grants self buff on defense buff for 5 turns, or 5 times 3 turns. And then charges own MP gauge by 10% when taking attack. So this is actually really good for refunding MP, obviously. Excuse me. Of course, we have the battery, 30%. I think a lot of you guys will probably complain, why isn't it 50? I actually think that's fair, especially because of what she can do, MP regen, and the get 10% on attack. So most likely, if you're using as a farmer, that extra 10% might not happen. But I'll talk about why that 10% is actually pretty solid as we talk about our MP. But I do think this is really solid. It'll definitely help her get MP pretty quickly, and yeah, I think this helps her. What do you call it? I think this kind of tells you that she is basically a looper. So again, that's amazing. You can use her as a farmer, which is great. And then second skill, I think is pretty interesting. Guillotine Resentment to Guillotine to Ridicule. B. Inflicts curse for 3 turns to all enemies. Increase own damage against enemies with curse status for 3 turns. Increase own art performance for 3 turns. So obviously, I think this is going to help out with the MP, which again, we'll talk about the MP in a bit. But this puts on curse damage, which obviously curse damage does damage 3,000 to 5,000. And then if the enemy is cursed, they're going to take more damage, 20 to 30%. And then the arts, again, she's an arts servant, so her arts cards are going to do 20 to 30%. So obviously this helps out with the MP, and she basically does more damage. And then of course she's an Avenger, so she has a multiplier as well. So she does even more damage, which is again really nice. Third skill is the My Love is Eternal EX. Grants self invincibility for 3 attacks 3 turns, grants party gut status except self for 1 time 3 turns, and recovers party's HP. This one I find the most interesting is because she always says she hates us, she hates you, she hates that. So it's kind of funny that she's actually helping us in a way, helping the other party members in a way. So of course she protects herself, which is great, and then she grants the party guts except herself. So again, that's kind of interesting on why she grants the guts and the HP recovery. But that's nice that she's a supporter as well. So great for challenge quest in a way. Yeah, I think definitely out of the 3 skills, the third skill might be the weakest. But it's a defensive skill, which is whatever's. What I do find kind of disappointing is that she doesn't have any crits, like no crit damage up, no crit stars. That's probably the one thing that I'm actually kind of disappointed that she doesn't have. If they were to buffer, that's probably what I would love to see, but I don't know. Maybe she's not really aimed to be that crit servant, but of course there are ways to give her crit damage, so you can always use other supports. Passive skills, Avenger C+, so increase own MP generation rate when taking attack by 17%. So obviously, when she gets hit, she gets MP. 500% chance to reduce party's debuff resistance by 7% except self. Oblivion Correction C, increase own critical damage by 6%. So there's the critical damage, I guess. And then self replenishment magic B+, charges own MP gauge by 3.6% every turn. So MP, no problem whatsoever. So her repent skills, so she is anti-rider because maybe because of the OG Marie. Excuse me. And then the MP, so Vivictus. This inflicts curse with 1,000 damage for 5 turns to all enemies. Activates first. Inflicts evil curse status for 5 turns to them. Activates first. That's interesting. And then increase curse damage by 100%, which is cool. Deals damage to them, obviously. Reduces their MP gauge by 1% and 60% chance to insta kill them. So, excuse me. So obviously this works very well with her second skill because if they're cursed, they take more damage. So that's again super cool. This allows her to do more damage during her MP, obviously, and the refund as well. I guess the one thing I think we all find really cool is the insta kill. So the insta kill here, if you guys remember, Nidocris Alter, her insta kill is before the attack. This is after the attack. So obviously this helps her with the refund. This helps her with the farming. Yeah. So this is again. a correction to what they did with Nidalchris Alter. Hopefully they do something with that. They buff her where it's after instead of before, but you never know what happens there. But yeah, again, this is really cool to see. Now her damage output, 450, 600, 675, 712.5, 750. I do think if they're gonna buffer on the MP side, obviously they're gonna add more damage there. I don't really know what they can do on her MP to buffer, but we'll see eventually. But I also think the reduce their MP gauge is actually really nice as well. Obviously, this stalls against enemy MPs, so I think she's not only a farmer, but she's also really great when it comes to boss fights, challenge quests, and stuff like that. Which I don't know if I personally don't think Space Ishtar is great against boss fights, challenge quests. So I think Marie Antoinette Alter has the upper hand on that. Excuse me, still a little cough here, but I don't think Marie Alter is stronger than Space Ishtar in any way when it comes to power and stuff like that. I do think Space Ishtar is the better farmer in a way, but I do think Marie Antoinette Alter does have the upper hand when it comes to boss fights and challenge quests and such. So yeah, I definitely want to bring her to a boss fight, to a challenge quest, to see how good she can handle that. And then overcharge, increase own MP damage for 1 turn. Hey, there you go. Obviously, if you MP up her, then great. So yeah, I think Marie Antoinette Alter is actually pretty solid. I think she's good. I don't think, again, I don't think she's broken or anything like that. I don't think she is weak or anything like that. I think she's actually like, I want to say, I'll give her a solid A. That's if I was gonna grade a servant, I would give her a solid A. I'm not kidding. Like and I'm not trying to be biased or anything like that because she's the waifu or anything like that. I actually do think she's actually pretty solid. Now, granted, she is an Avenger, so I mean, she can still go against other classes for sure, but I do think she might struggle just a little bit. I haven't really tested her just yet, but I do think there could be some struggles. So obviously you need to bring in some support to help her. Obviously the choices here, because she's an art servant, is Castoria. Double Castoria is a no-brainer, obviously. Then you also have Lady Avalon. I think Lady Avalon would be great for her. Definitely in those challenges and stuff like that as well. Obviously Oberon works super well with her. So you can just bring in Oberon, increase her MP when it comes to damage, and then of course if you need a little bit more MP gauge, Oberon can provide that. I do think Shositsu might be pretty good too. Yui Shositsu from the Fate Samurai Remnant collab. She's kind of, to me, she's kind of like Lady Avalon in a way. So a weaker Avalon, obviously. But I think Yui Shositsu might not be bad if you don't have any of the servants I just named: Castoria, Lady Avalon, and Oberon. And any servant that has art support obviously will work well on Marie Antoinette Alter. Now, when it comes to CEs, obviously Kaleidoscope obviously is a no-brainer. I do think Black Grill will definitely work with her. I think again, like if she's actually a consistent looper, Black Grill would be amazing with her. I mean, she already has a a sprite that looks like Black Grill, so I think it fits perfect. And then of course any CEs that have like any arts damage, arts up, and stuff like that, I think will help. MP damage will help, of course. But yeah, I think Marie Antoinette Alter is a very, very solid servant. Oh yeah, of course. Again, any servants that have like chaotic evil buffs and stuff like that, I think she works very well. She works very well on evil teams, basically. But yeah, I think again she is a very solid servant, and I mean, is she like you must need her? No, no, no. I'm gonna be realistic there. She's not someone you really, really need, but again, there are better servants than her for sure, but if you're kind of bored of those other servants, obviously you can go towards Marie Antoinette Alter. Like I'm sure there are times where you guys do get bored of using the same servant over and over and over again when these farm quests happens, and of course, oh, there's really nothing to do with the servant anymore because I bond 15 them, etc., etc. So yeah, I mean, she's there as a backup in a way. Personally, for me, obviously, I'm going to use her whenever I can because she is waifu. But I mean, again, I think she's solid. Do I wish there was some other stuff on her skills and such? Yeah, I do. But at the same time, I can't really ask for everything in the world. So yeah, I give her a solid A. But that's basically about it. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about Marie Antoinette Alter, and I will see you guys in the next one. Laters.